What does the team do after losing Game 7 of the World Series in extra innings? If you're the Toronto Blue Jays, you don't lick your wounds. You double down. Reports are now surfacing that the Blue Jays are showing serious interest in free agent third baseman Yoan Moncada. And this move tells us everything we need to know about Toronto's championship mentality heading into 2026. This isn't about fixing weaknesses. This is about building an unstoppable roster. Let me explain why this matters more than you think. Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome to Jays Quick News, your go-to spot for the latest Toronto Blue Jays updates. Today, we're breaking down why the Blue Jays' interest in Yoan Moncada is actually a genius move that shows this front office learned exactly the right lessons from their heartbreaking World Series loss. If you're ready to see how champions think, smash that subscribe button and let's dive deep into this strategic masterpiece. So here's what we know. According to MLB insider Francis Romero, the Blue Jays are among 4 teams showing early interest in Yoan Moncada, joining the Los Angeles Angels, Pittsburgh Pirates, and Chicago White Sox in pursuit of the veteran third baseman. Moncada spent 2025 with the Angels, where he battled thumb and knee injuries but still managed to put up solid numbers. A 234 batting average with 12 home runs, 35 RBIs, and a 336 on-base percentage in 84 games. Those aren't superstar numbers, but here's what matters. When Moncada was healthy, he produced at a level that would translate to 20-plus homers over a full season. Now, before anyone panics and asks, what about Ernie Clement? Let me stop you right there. This has nothing to do with replacing Clement. Absolutely nothing. In fact, after what Clement did in the 2025 playoffs, he's probably the most untouchable position player on this roster. The man set an MLB postseason record with 30 hits, batted .4 home run over 18 playoff games, and nearly won the Blue Jays a championship with a bases-loaded fly ball in the bottom of the 9th of Game 7. Ernie Clement is a franchise hero. He's not going anywhere. So, what's really happening here? The Blue Jays are building championship depth. They're thinking like a team that just went toe-to-toe with the Dodgers and lost by the slimmest possible margin. They looked at that Game 7 and realized they were one swing, one injury, one moment away from glory. And you know what separates champions from almost champions? Depth. Options. The ability to stay dangerous even when adversity strikes. Think about what the Blue Jays just experienced. Ernie Clement played 175 games in 2025 when you combine the regular season and playoffs. That's an absolutely grueling workload for a utility player who spent most of his career bouncing around the league. Yes, he was magnificent. Yes, he earned Gold Glove nominations at both third base and utility. But can you really ask him to carry that load again in 2026? And what happens if he needs a day off, or God forbid, suffers an injury during the season? This is where Moncada enters the picture. He's not coming in to take Clement's job. He's coming in to make this roster deeper, more flexible, and more resilient. Imagine having both Clement and Moncada available. You can give Clement strategic rest days without sacrificing production at third base. You can create platoon advantages based on matchups. You can have insurance if the Bo Bichette situation doesn't work out and he signs elsewhere. This is championship-level roster construction, and it's exactly what teams like the Dodgers do every single year. Let's talk about Moncada's upside for a moment, because there's real value here if Toronto can unlock it. Back in 2019, when Moncada was healthy and confident, he hit .315 with 25 home runs, 79 RBIs, and posted a .915 OPS while earning All-Star consideration. That version of Moncada was a legitimate middle-of-the-order force. Injuries derailed that momentum, but the talent didn't disappear, it just went dormant. The Blue Jays have shown they can revitalize careers. They turned Ernie Clement from a waiver wire pickup into a postseason legend. Why can't they do the same with Moncada? And here's the brilliant part about the timing. Moncada is a distressed asset right now. His market value is at an all-time low because of injury concerns and inconsistent performance. That means the Blue Jays can probably sign him to a short-term, team-friendly deal that protects them financially while giving Moncada a chance to rebuild his value. It's the definition of a calculated risk with massive upside and minimal downside. If he stays healthy and produces even 80% of his 2019 form, Toronto just added a legitimate power bat without breaking the bank. If it doesn't work out, they move on without major consequences. There's also a competitive psychology angle here that can't be ignored. The Blue Jays are sending a message to the rest of the American League East. We're not satisfied with almost. Coming within one swing of a championship wasn't enough. They're adding pieces, they're staying aggressive, and they're building a roster that can withstand the marathon of a 162-game season plus playoffs. The Yankees are loading up. The Orioles aren't going away. The Red Sox are trying to rebuild on the fly. Toronto is saying, we've been to the mountaintop, and we're going back. Let's also remember that the Blue Jays were reportedly interested in Japanese star Munetaka Murakami earlier this offseason, before he ultimately signed with the Chicago White Sox. That tells us the front office has been actively searching for depth at the infield corners all winter long. Moncada fits that same profile, a player with power potential who can contribute across multiple positions if needed. So what's the bottom line? This isn't about replacing Ernie Clement. This is about surrounding him with the support he deserves after carrying this team through an incredible playoff run. This is about Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro looking at their World Series loss and deciding to get better, not complacent. This is about building a roster that can survive injuries, slumps, and the chaos of a baseball season while staying dangerous from opening day through October. The Blue Jays came within inches of a championship in 2025. Now they're showing they learned the right lesson. Champions don't stand still. They reload, they add depth, they stay hungry. So here's my question for you, Jays Nation. Do you trust the front office to turn Yoan Moncada into the next Ernie Clement success story? Can this Blue Jays roster, with added depth and championship experience, finally bring a World Series back to Toronto? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more exclusive Blue Jays coverage breaking down every move this organization makes, hit that like button, subscribe to Jays Quick News, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. This is going to be an incredible ride.